What did you think of that MFer Donald Trump tweeting that you're a boring actor who does too many TV commercials?
Oh my God, did he tweet that?
Yeah, he did.
What was your reaction to that?
I look at my bank account, I laugh.
Near gasoline, Trump mocked Jackson, calling him low IQ and washed up, almost daring him to react. The very next evening, Jackson was scheduled to appear live at a nationally televised charity gala honoring arts programs in schools. The night was meant to be harmless. Music, speeches, polite applause, nothing political. Then the host, trying to get a laugh, read Trump's post aloud on stage. The room chuckled awkwardly, then fell silent as the camera cut to Jackson. He didn't react, no eye rolling, no visible anger. He calmly placed his glass down, stood up, and walked toward the microphone, like time wasn't chasing him. "Good evening," Jackson said evenly. "I want to thank everyone here for supporting the arts because art teaches something politics often forgets: how to listen." A few people clapped. Jackson waited until the room settled. "I saw the message," he continued, "and I'm going to respond in the most boring way possible." He smiled faintly, with facts and a question. The audience leaned forward as the camera zoomed in. He still hadn't mentioned Trump's name.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV. They say, "That's amazing. How did you do that?" I do it because I have a good memory, because I'm cognitively there.
First, a fact. When someone feels the need to call everyone low IQ, Jackson said, it usually means they're afraid of one thing. He paused, letting the meaning hang in the air. Light laughter moved through the room, but Jackson stayed composed. Second fact, intelligence isn't about volume, he said. It's about clarity. It's the ability to stay with one question instead of running from it. Then he finally looked straight into the camera. "So, Mr. Trump," he said calmly, "here's the question. What do you want Americans to do with that insult? Feel safer? Pay less for groceries? Sleep better at night?" The room broke into applause, not loud chaos, but the kind that feels like relief. Jackson lifted a hand and the audience quieted. "I'm not offended," he said. "I've been insulted by better writers than whoever typed that." Laughter followed, but it is revealing. When humiliation is your only tool, every conversation becomes a mirror. His tone sharpened slightly, though his voice never rose. "When my mother taught me manners," Jackson said, "it wasn't to make me polite, it was to make me disciplined. Because discipline keeps you steady when someone wants you to swing." Applause filled the room again. He nodded once. "Let me be clear," he continued. "If you disagree with me, challenge my argument. If you disagree with my politics, challenge my vote. But when your first move is an insult, you're telling everyone you don't have an argument ready." The host tried to step in with a joke to ease the tension.
I want to ask you about Donald Trump. You are in a feud with Donald Trump right now. Do you know this?
No, I don't.
Because it's very exciting.
Oh,
for
really?
me, because he doesn't like me either, and so anytime there's somebody new he doesn't like, I feel a fraternity, a brotherhood with this.
Okay, so we're having beef?
You're having beef because I guess you said in an interview.
Jackson turned, smiled, and said, "Let me finish, brother. I promise I won't yell." The crowd laughed and the host backed off. Jackson ended quietly, so softly the microphones had to lean in. "I don't need to shout to be heard," he said. "And I don't need approval from someone who mistakes attention for importance. With respect," he added, stepping away from the mic. The applause rose into a standing ovation. Backstage producers urged him to soften his remarks to avoid headlines. Jackson shook his head. "I said what I meant," he replied calmly. "If he wants to debate, we can debate. If he wants to insult, he can insult himself into a corner." The bandleader asked if he wanted music to break the tension. Jackson smiled. "No," he said. "Let the silence do its job." When cameras returned, the audience was already chanting his name on national television. Clips spread within minutes. People argued about Trump. Others debated Jackson, but most viewers reached the same conclusion. The insult failed because it didn't provoke him. Jackson didn't fight fire with fire. He denied it oxygen, and in a culture addicted to outrage, That calm response shocked America more than any angry comeback ever could. And turn on notifications if you believe truth deserves repetition.